If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Real Estate Talk Show. And of course, we have in studio with us Steve Upton, BILD Chair, and we have Steve Deveaux, BILD First Chair. But of course, that's soon to change in a couple of weeks' time because Steve Deveaux, you will become BILD Chair, which is fantastic news. But you know what? Because you guys are in the marketplace, I mean, this is what you do day in and day out. It's great to get your input on what your thoughts are. Let's touch upon, Steve Deveaux, the whole 2014, your thoughts about where we are in the marketplace, and then also maybe your thoughts in terms of where we're going for 2015, if you wouldn't mind.
You know, it's really interesting. Everyone in the world has an opinion on real estate, on housing prices. Everyone lives in some form of a home one way or the other. And so when you're having casual conversation with people, they either think that there's too many cranes in the sky or, housing prices are going up too high and there's this big crash, this big explosion that's going to happen. And
it's looming.
It's looming, that's right. So part of the conversation we engage in at BILD, whether it's through the media, with our government partners, with lenders, is that it's not doom and gloom. What we're actually doing is what government is asking us to do. So provincial policy looks at building tighter communities, smarter communities, more mixed-use communities. They introduced Greenbelt legislation that has sort of shifted the types of homes that are being built from less of the single detached and semi-detached homes that you might have found in the 905 and more of the urban infill condo tower development that you're seeing in built-up areas. This is exactly what government is asking the industry to do, and policy is designed for that. So, if you look at the number of homes we've been building in the industry over the last 10 years, it really hasn't changed. It's just the form that's changing. So one of the challenges we have, and this was certainly the case in 2014, is telling that story and dispelling any myths that there is a doom and gloom scenario out there, that there isn't an overbuilding of development. And also the more granular conversations with municipal governments about us paying our fair share. There's this belief out there. You can't say the word developer without kind of cringing. I mean, it has this connotation out there.
You're all evil beings.
We're the guy on the Monopoly box. We're Daddy Warbucks. Those are the guys that we are. And realistically, like Steve has said, we're building the homes for the future buyer, the person that doesn't have a home or is moving up because of their family or moving down because their family has left. And at the end of the day, any costs coming forward, any increase in costs, they all come down to the end selling price. Yeah. So someone is paying that, and it's not the developer builder, it's the homeowner. So our job is to, continue to tell that story that, we do have an affordability issue. We have to find ways to attempt to share in costs and keep costs low so that we can continue to provide products. So 2014 was a lot about saying our messaging. And 2015 will be a lot of the same.
And certainly, Simon, I mean, the Steve's helped us in terms of reminding the viewers and listeners out there that everything is great. We are incredibly healthy, okay? And we brought in economists to help with that as well. But it helps us out because it's not us saying the same thing over and over again.
Absolutely, because I mean, Steve Deveaux said it. There's no shortage of opinions. Everybody has an opinion, and what we try to do, and certainly BILD is doing the exact same thing, is we lead with education, some simple facts, and a little bit of insight. Because you can Google and try to get the information. There's a lot of There's a lot of raw data online, but there's no intelligence, and that's where you come in. So speaking of intelligent, Steve Upton, in 1 minute or less, how do you see 2014, and what's your quick forecast for 2015?
Well, pretty much what Steve has said is what I share too as well, because we are a common bond on that messaging. And part of what people have to realize is that we're a country of success. People immigrate to this country for different lifestyles, and through that process, which continues every year and will continue on for a number of years, you're getting into the Toronto location area about 100,000 people a year, 60 or 70,000 which are coming right into the Toronto market. We don't build on the ground anymore houses like you do in 905. It's upward, it's vertical. So you're going to see a lot of cranes in the sky, and you got to build 200 or 300 unit buildings. You may be selling 150 units, but you still got to build that extra 150 units because you got to move the product for the new people moving into the city. So we're facing immigration pressures and the need to get approvals through in a much quicker way. So real estate is still out there. I think a lot of us in our industry have been focused on how do we create our launches going forward to show that there is a positive sign in our marketplace, and we did that last year. We actually had a few more products coming to the market than we would have otherwise have thought. But I think the market is still relatively good. If you read the recent articles we're seeing from other real estate gurus today, they're actually saying very quickly that as much as it's not going to be great, but it's going to be good next year in 2015. I think in the American market, and we are a spin-off from that, I think that's what we're hearing, is that the market is going to stay in a relatively good line. Because we have to accommodate the growth that's coming to this city.
And we're
example.
certainly going to be reporting on this because it's going to be changing.
Absolutely.
It's going to be changing on the fly as we go. But we got to go to break. And as always, it's been fantastic having you both here. And we're going to have you back quite a few times. There's a lot to discuss, gentlemen. But great to have you in studio again.
Thanks very much.
Yeah,
Thank you for your time.
and certainly, Steve Upton, I just want to say congratulations again. You did a fantastic job. We love working with you. And of course, you get to come back as a regular guest, but just, in your everyday role, which is a wonderful role at that, right? So again,
that's wonderful.
you have a fantastic company. You love what you do. And when we're talking about Tridel Corporation, how do you not know that name? So congratulations
You
to
can't do what you do without a passion.
Yeah.
And that's why you become a chair of an organization, because you have a passion for what you do and you want to be able to leave a mark behind it. You've had some input into it.
Well, you're,
certainly
Thank
done
you very
that.
much.
you're a
Thank you.
stand-up guy, and
thank
we
you.
appreciate you, all that you're doing, and more importantly, love to have you back.
And the
of
guy
course,
next to me is the man.
Steve Deveaux, thrilled for this opportunity. Absolutely, you got some pretty fantastic shoes to fill, but
Yeah.
you yourself wear some great shoes too. And,
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, really thrilled and excited for you. And of course, we'll have you back.
Awesome.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, see you soon.